Hello everybody, welcome in. How you guys doing? My draw, Crucial Blue, what's going on guys? I think I am just going to get started on the mini here. Let me see if there's anything in particular I need to do. I don't think so. Cool. And have print cam going. So we got a little 3D print there for people to enjoy. Alright. This is the mini that we're working on. I have a couple places that need some washes and some touch-ups. Just get the ivory out here. And then we're in on highlights and things, and we're going to try to finish this mini today. Happy Thursday, everybody. How you guys doing? Night Trap, welcome in. Question. 30k or 40k third editions, old school. When fighting Chaos, did you ever see the older 1998 Raptors instead of the 2002 ones? So I did start 40k in third edition, but I was also 12 or 13 years old. I bought some Tau miniatures, and I think I played one game against my brother who bought some Imperial Guard miniatures. When 4th edition came around, I played a lot with my buddy. We both collected, he had a Necron army, I had a Tau army, and then we both collected a Space Marine army. And we both played, and I played with my brother quite a bit as well. 5th edition, we got a group together, and it was like a group of friends. And we played a lot of 5th edition. We had one Chaos player, and he never bought Raptors because he tried to not have many metal models. He never had a very big collection anyway, but he tried to avoid metal miniatures. So the answer to all those questions are no. I never saw any of the Raptors. The first time I think I saw the Raptors in person were the plastic ones, and and it was someone sending them to me for a commission. So this is the closest I saw them on the tabletop. What's up, Band of Goblins? 4th and 5th, yeah. Great additions. All of them had their issues, but those were they were fun. Okay, we'll get you out. Waiting in the wings. Put some of these colors away here. Mahogany, we don't need the dark navy blue. Don't need the blue gray. We do need, not you, but you will do some sepia. Oh man. How you guys doing today? There's my little agitator. Glad to see this game stuck with you for so long. Yeah. Yeah, it's the hobby, really. Like, I've had my ins and outs with 40k in particular, but the hobby itself has been part of me since I was a kid, so I think we all have those moments where 40k in particular is the thing that people play. And so it's the thing we play because it's what we can get a game in with, right? So So it takes people a long time to branch out of that kind of sphere. Because you want to play the games, right? $40K is on target because it looks cool. Yeah, hey, that's fair. Yeah, 4th and 5th edition vehicles are either absolute paper or invulnerable to the enemy. Yep. I don't mind it, though. I feel like there's a lot of reality in that sense of gameplay. Like, you bring anti-tank weapons to blow up the tanks, and they're good at blowing up tanks, right? And other weapons aren't good at blowing up tanks, because the tanks are literally, you know, encased in some kind of futuristic steel. So makes sense to me. On Raptors from 1998 on eBay. Some price current. Oh, that's cool. Okay. You debating whether you should get them? Is that the idea? I mean, I think if you like them and you're able to, then pick them up, you know? Okay. What I'm going to do... I'm going to start with a flesh wash here. Over the gold. And then... go back in the brown wash. Dilute this flesh wash a bit. It's very strong. I don't speak to the way that 40K currently does. Hey, that's fair. Yeah. I'm a man of 1,000 hobbies, and I definitely go through cycles of, you know, this game interests me and then this one does, and you know, so I cycle between games and hobbies quite a bit. And sometimes that cycle lasts a long time, and sometimes it's, you know, just a couple weeks or something, or until I play a game of said game or something of that nature. You know, it's, you never know. I think my experiences playing the game have an effect also. Like 40K, I was into 40K 10th edition for a bit, for about a year, and then I had a, I don't know, really kind of negative experience at just a local tournament. It's kind of the weird competitive attitude of 40K when it's 40K really like put me off of 40K, and that was 2 years ago, and I have not had any desire to play since then. So it'd be yes and instead of. I want to play Dracula's America when Nightmare comes. 40K Blood Bowl Necromunda and 100 more. Yeah. That's fair, yeah. I always have minis like waiting in the wing to be painted, right? And that's just from various games and stuff. And yeah, sometimes those are tucked away for years before I get to them. Bought them yesterday. We liked the Da Vinci styled wings. We debated on keeping them on their 25s or putting them on 32s. Yeah, okay. That is probably the toughest question, right? What kind of base you gonna put them on? That's really cool though, Night Trap. You know, I believe Blue said that the trim on this shoulder pad should be gold, so we're gonna do that. trim the shoulder pad here. It looks cool. Wish Chaos had more sorcerer options, yeah. Chaos is no Primaris Space Marine faction, that's for sure. Divinity Conquest, I think Dropship Commander look cool. Haven't seen anything that says that's for me. Yeah. Dropship Commander and like Drop Fleet, those are games that like should be for me. Like definitely should be my kind of games. But yeah, like the setting just doesn't speak to me too much. So I get it. I got him. I got the bot. Coats of gold here on this shoulder. Okay. Give that a minute to dry. Yeah, I'm having fun with like looking into Star Wars Legion though. So I'll probably get some games sometime. It was funny, I saw my local store, they do Star Wars Legion on Tuesday nights. I was like, oh cool, Tuesday nights are like my night to go out and find games, so that's perfect. I can just go out on Tuesday nights. Well, my son is starting soccer, and his practices and games are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm not going to miss his practices and games. I'm definitely going to go and watch him. So I'm just kind of out of commission every Tuesday for the foreseeable future. So trying to transfer a bunch of pictures of SD cards. The reader keeps disconnecting. Ooh, that's annoying. That's annoying. Yeah, definitely not coaching. No, we're not doing that. You guys see the 3D printer going? Isn't that cool? This is how GW doesn't get much love to Chaos, but Chaos is so beloved. Yeah. I think that's like every faction in 40k though. Like, you're gonna find a large subset of people that are huge fans of any faction in 40k. But I think the reality is the things that sell are Space Marines. More so, like, Genestealer cults and Dark Eldar probably sell more miniatures than any other miniature game out there. So it's not the problem of does a faction sell, it's how does a faction sell compared to the other ones in 40k. So when there's like 70% of people play Space Marines and will like ravenously collect for them, like that's who gets all the attention. I had I heard my a local game store owner was chatting with someone one day, and this was maybe a year ago or so. I was just browsing, and they were chatting, and the owner was saying that he was talking about Horus Heresy, and he said Horus Heresy sells nowhere near the numbers compared to like 40k or Age of Sigmar. You know, it's a tiny game compared to those. But said any other game, any other miniature game that they sell would kill to have those numbers that Horus Heresy's putting out. So it's like a tiny drop in the bucket for GW, but it's a massive success for any other company. But yeah, and that determines, you know, who gets what attention. What's up, Dundersnuff? Yeah, internet's working today. What's up, Cultured? How you guys doing? And I have the print cam. You guys see the print cam right here? That's a view from inside my printer looking out. I'm curious, the weird shadows and stuff. You really hear of people that have 20,000 points of Dark Eldar? How many people have that with Space Marines? You know, I'm sure they're out there. Like, I have seen collections of like Gene Stealer cults that are ridiculous. Yeah, you know, you see Orc players and Tyranid players seem particularly ravenous about collecting a giant amount of Tyranids. So, you know, that's the thing. Guard players also. But yeah, like... Yeah, having that many points of Dark Eldar does seem out of the ordinary, right? They're not a faction that like lends themselves well to having a giant army. That just doesn't make as much sense for them as it would for something else like the Imperial Guard or the Orcs. Or yeah, like I have a whole Space Marine chapter. Like there's defined quantities there, right? And like targets to collect. And Dark Eldar are very much like, this is a raiding party. And like I have a Cabal, like here's my gang, but there's no like population counts on that. So yeah, it's not a picture, it's moving. It's moving. You guys can see it moving. You got a pizza food truck outside. Nice. Hey Troy, what's up? So I upgrade troops for Chaos, Space Marines, and you pick up units near bow pistols. Yeah. Yeah, Space Marines being easy to paint is a big win on their part. Keldar either win spectacularly or fall apart. Yeah, that's true. The corn dog is wonderful. The whole squad. Yep. The ketchup and mustard mains on them is particularly great. Okay, we'll give that wash a minute to dry. Chaos has fantastic choices. Demons and units of it. Yeah, Chaos definitely does. Yeah, Chaos has some good availability. And Chaos is a good soup faction, right? Where you're combining a lot of factions to make like your Chaos army. That's good. Good soup. Yep. Good soup and corn dogs. Hated the idea initially until it was done. Yeah, it's good. Anthony, welcome. Bulldozer, what's up? Those who collect and paint Harlequins because we hit ourselves, yeah. One of my favorite squads I have just kind of out on display shelf are my Harlequins I painted like 14 years ago. I think I painted that squad. And I put so much effort into it and I love it. I still love the way those minis look. Morning. PSA, don't stab your fingers, brand new hobby knife blade. Yeah, don't do that. We got tetanus booster later today. Alright. Do you have a Tryhard Harlequin model that you have done? All of them. I can go grab some in a little bit. I'll grab them. Because I painted them a long time ago, but I took a lot of time on them. I'm really happy with them. Watch the VODs for this one. The robes look fantastic. Yeah, that was, I believe, Tuesday. I did the robes on this. So, yeah, I'm happy with how they came out. Just a mix of paints. There's no washes on the robes. I don't think I had any washes. Did I put a wash on the robes? Maybe I did. I don't even remember at this point. That was 2 days ago. How am I supposed to remember that? Okay, let's... What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to get a little bit... brown wash. This tablet stopped screaming at me. Okay. I'm too young to be old? No. Don't get me going on this. This is geriatric Twitch. We're all old here. Okay.
Look at me!
Oh, where am I looking? Tell me where to look. Finished. Okay. Second, let me get some wash on this sword here. You know, I do kind of disagree with the cut away from yourself. Obviously, if you're not able to control the blade, you're doing something really big, you can cut away from yourself, but I think there are safe ways to cut toward or kind of inside if you're being careful and if there's certain precautions and stuff, and I think it's actually safer and you have more controls. You ever have a glue crystallize? Yeah. All right, let's take a look here. Let's go here. Finished projects. Oh, it's a Krieger, and he's got double grenade, double potato mashers there. Nice. Yeah, the yellow, gray, and like really dark silver. Very cool. Good deal. Little proud dad emote there. Nice. Awesome work. Yeah, it's like, your control of your blade is arguably the most important part of this whole thing. The last time I really tried to cut away from myself, I actually sliced my finger really bad. It's very rare that I actually hurt myself using a hobby blade, but that did it. I was doing it wrong. I mean, obviously I was doing it wrong. Yeah. Librarian looks. Yours different. Okay, he's my first Marine hero. Yeah, cool. I appreciate the compliment. This mini is actually going to go over to Crucial Blue when it's done. So you were doing it right. You need to go to a different kind of hospital. Yeah. It's too much of anything is a thing. Yeah. Absolutely. Even too much Warhammer can be a problem. I mean, I think too much Warhammer can especially be a problem. This time I got a chance to maximize the window, looking awesome. Yeah. Yeah, the print cam. I'm a fan of the old print cam. Points. Oh, cool. Man, I hate that name, but that's cool. I'll be excited to paint it. I keep working on the calluses. So my thumbs are actually calloused enough to where I will trim minis, and I'll like roll the knife toward my thumb, right, and so the knife stops at my thumb. And if I'm assembling enough minis, I'll see like a ton of like little like micro cuts in my thumb, but they won't bleed, and that's about what it is anymore with my thumb and using a hobby knife. Okay. It's the skin armor. Yeah. Can you make a print cam stream? I mean, I can. I'm not going to do that like just over painting. But just turn on the print cam and then just chat over it. Is that the idea? Okay. So while that's drying, let's highlight some stuff. I think what I'll highlight... Warhammer, I still need 50 Kroot carnivores and 6 Kroot. Oh my gosh. Looking for STLs. Alright. Print cam as the starting soon background? That's pretty cool, actually. Alright, I like that idea. I will consider that. Yeah, my only issue with having the print cam as my break screen is that if I go into that room during the break screen, it's gonna show me, and I can't have my face on camera, guys. So that's so many Kroot. Yeah, it's a personal preference. Yeah. Maybe one of these days I'll show my face on stream, but not this day. 40k have different peg. I don't know why. Yeah, why all their backpacks are different. No idea. Design choice from GW. Alright, bye Greenleaf. Have a good one. No need for 200. Yeah. So, a 50-year-old face reveal stream? Yeah. You guys got a while to wait. So, you guys remember the pugs, right? The 40K pugs. We were painting and ran into some hiccups. Doesn't the face reflect in the metal part? I don't know, does it? Can you guys see my face in the ferrule of the brush? Yeah, Pug Explosion 2026. Alright, so I was talking with the commissioner, I don't know, whatever, the client who sent these minis to me. They ordered them off of Etsy, and they were going to look into getting a refund for their minis that are an explosion. Who knows how many more are going to explode? But and I was going to look into finding the STLs, so I could just print them for him and have them printed. I know the quality that'll happen, and I don't have to worry about exploding pugs. Well, I couldn't find the STLs, so I contacted the company that sells the miniatures, and I explained the situation. Said, hey, got these minis off an Etsy seller. One of them exploded on me. I would like to print them myself instead. Can I just purchase the STLs from you? And they said, we don't sell the STLs. And I had a thought for a second about not selling the STLs, and I was thinking, how did the Etsy sellers, all these Etsy sellers, get the STLs to sell these minis if you don't sell the STLs? Does that not sound... Do I sound crazy in thinking about that? Like... But like they're Etsy sellers, like... Yeah, Cultured, the one that exploded, it was hollow, but there were no drain spots put into it, no drainage holes or anything. I don't know how many others are hollow. I haven't checked them yet today either. There might be more that are exploded too. Who knows? But we don't sell them directly to people. They probably sell print rights. Yeah. Well, I think it's ridiculous. But I couldn't even find an option on their site that was like buy print rights. It was just the option to buy the minis. So they said, hey, send a picture of the mini. I want to see what's going on. I said, sure. So I sent them my pictures I took of the pug that's head exploded. And I got a response back that said, wow, that's incredible. They said, give us an address and we'll send you a replacement for this mini. And if you want any other minis, let us know and we'll ship them for free with the other ones. So they're going to send me a replacement for the one mini. And then I have the option to buy other minis and get them shipped for free. And here's my other thought about this. And I haven't emailed them back yet. But my other thought is, I'm not touching the rest of these minis with a brush. Or with bare hands, because I genuinely believe that the rest of these minis are hollow and are going to explode, and it's just a matter of time. So them offering me one free miniature when the rest of them are probably going to explode is not acceptable to me. I need a blast shield or something. Yeah. Typically when they explode, it's not like an actual forceful thing. It's like they crack open like suddenly and then it just leaks out liquid resin. How can we make it fail without looking like we made it fail? We can do that by just letting them exist. That's how Cultured American. That's how you can do that. What's up, Line Joker? Yeah, I plan on telling them, like, I don't trust any of these minis. They're going to explode. It's a matter of time. And I have printed minis that I didn't know were hollow. I actually purchased STLs from a creator once. Didn't realize that they hollowed out the pre-supported minis without adding drain holes, which to me is like is very like poor quality control. I printed them out, and then it was about a year and a half or 2 years later they both exploded about the same time. But it was that long. Like, there really isn't any telling when it's going to happen. No, I don't need to be dishonest for them to cover for someone's shoddy work using their creations. And honestly, you know, I'm doing this as a commission, right? So this is for somebody else. If it were my own minis, I'd say give me a refund, I'm done with this, and I'm, you know, I wouldn't touch them again. But you know, I want to do this for the client, and I honestly don't really trust what they're printing either. Like, I do not trust outside entities printing minis for me. I don't. Not with resin printing, because of stuff like this. Now, Night Trap, we talked about this the other day, but you said, have I considered drilling into the bottom of them? Yes, but just because I drill into one spot and there's a cavity or not a cavity doesn't mean there are other spots that don't have one. So, you know, the pugs are, they have head and a body. Maybe the neck isn't hollow. The neck is a solid piece, or it's completely filled in, and there are two cavities on the miniature because of the way you hollow miniatures in a slicer. You basically pick a wall thickness, and then everything beyond that wall thickness gets removed from the inside of the print. So if there are parts where, like, maybe it's ears, like it's mostly thin enough, but then there's like one little spot where there's like a bubble in there where it's just liquid resin, you know, who's to say that's not working? So like drilling a hole into the mini doesn't mean it's not going to explode. Right, cultured. Yeah, that's one of my thoughts, is it could be an STL issue. Yeah, not just the single printer. Etsy seller should be covering, yeah. Someone not knowing how any of this works and trying to make money off a magic machine that makes things out of this bitter tasting liquid. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Blue. Yeah. And I'm not blaming, at this point, I'm not blaming the creator of the STL for the issues. Like, this is obviously, at this point, it's the Etsy seller that's at fault for printing hollow minis without any kind of drainage. But yeah, the STL seller is not doing anywhere near enough, in my opinion, to help the situation. So don't drink the pretty liquid. Yep. You guys ever watch Once in a Six Side? He'll do like little bits like that, reacts like he's drinking the resin liquid. Okay, we got some of that stuff. Let's see. I think we can just start on general highlights here. Drink the liquid, then go sun tanning? Just sit in a tanning bed after that just to see what happens. Ugh. liquid that is toxic would you say looks the most appetizing? I have no idea. Okay, I gotta tell you guys about this. I think this was it was last weekend. No, it was last week. Alright. I had a dream. And this dream stuck with me in the worst way. And it's related to what we're talking about too. So I had a dream. I was at like some restaurant. I was like outside dining and I was like sitting, I was like chatting with this person. I don't even know who the person was. I was talking with them and they put, it grosses me out just saying it. But they put down like, you like, oh, chips, you know, like a packet or a basket of chips. And I'm eating these chips. I'm like, man, these chips they're kind of strange tasting, but yeah, I'm eating them and like I could like taste them, right? Well, as I'm like eating these chips and I realized like when I'm at like the bottom of the basket basically that the chips were like dried resin, like 3D print resin and like cured and everything, and I was just eating it and it was like soft enough for me to eat. It wasn't like sharp or anything, but I woke up with like, yeah, it was wild, wasn't it? Yeah, so I woke up with like memorizing like how they tasted in my dream. And even thinking about it now, it makes me want to like gag. It's so gross. It's such a wild dream. Yeah, yeah. Yep. I just ate like a whole bag of like chips, like a whole basket of chips at a restaurant, but they were all just resin. Oh, it was horrible. Yeah, brains are weird. That's right. I don't have super vivid dreams often, but that one has stuck with me ever since. To where like thinking about it, I can like taste that, and it's horrible. Hold on. I got to do something. I got a birthday gift here. I don't know if this looks like some kind of drugs, but um, my dad occasionally makes hard candy, and he made some cinnamon flavored hard candy. This is the cinnamon candy. Yeah, but made cinnamon hard candy, and sent it to me for my birthday. They sent me like 3 pounds of like hard candy. So this is my way of getting over the resin taste. I've heard sounds in my dreams. I don't think I've ever tasted anything before. Yeah, exactly. It's wild, isn't it? Yeah, Night Trap. A dream about zombie biting your arm as a kid, and like you wake up and you feel it. I've had stuff like that. I've been convinced that was my brother's when I was a kid. That would like grab me or shake me or whatever, and then I would wake up and I'm like, oh, that was crazy. What a crazy dream. But it's my brother just like laughing behind me or something. hmm You mostly just die in dreams? You gotta stop that. Jeez. Oh, not that brush. I want to eat some candy here for a minute. Oh, cinnamon candy's the best, though. I'm not gonna scare away your child. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I don't often have vivid dreams. So, made that one stand out all the more because it was so vivid and just weird. Also, after that dream was the closest I've ever come to just like giving up my 3D printer. Every night for a long time. That's crazy. Had the same like recurring dream. There's got to be something going on with that, right? Like, you ever talk to anybody about that? Because I feel like recurring dreams anyway, I think, are like a sign of just something going on. I don't know if it's what. I'm not a psychologist, but eat the forbidden. No, I won't. I won't eat the forbidden chips. The scary dream I had not so long ago, last year. An attic and demon-like creatures tormenting me. Odd how I actually felt pain in the dream. Was it like a was that sleep paralysis? You guys ever have sleep paralysis? I have had sleep paralysis like I think 3 times in my life. And it is the most terrifying thing. Yeah. Yeah, sleep paralysis is wild. Know any good ways to dissolve super glue since metal arm? Yeah, isopropyl will get rid of it pretty well, I think. Especially on metal minis. Metal minis can take a lot of punishment, so like you can use stronger chemicals on those to get rid of the super glue. Batman is a resident in my home, yeah. Yeah, sleep paralysis. What it was for me, there was one time I was like up late and I fell asleep on my couch. It only happens when I fall asleep in like certain positions. Like I fell asleep on my back. And there are several things that are happening at once. First of all, I can't breathe. And I feel like I'm suffocating. So like that's one thing. The other thing is I can't move. So I'm literally paralyzed. And the third thing is there's someone standing right in the corner of my vision that I know for a fact at any second is going to come and like, I don't know, harm me or whatever. But then that with the combination of not being able to breathe and not being able to move, it's like the scariest thing. And like you're present in the location you're in. It's not like you're in some weird place where it's like a dream. Like I was in the living room, you know, laying down, and it was like all those things happening at once. It was crazy. Dream you're attacked by a 10-foot spider. Whoa, that's crazy. Dang, that is crazy, Lion Joker. Yeah. Definitely no bueno. Yeah, brains are weird. You have an ion cannon in the freezer? But my dreams, I remember quite a few. Some tip recurring. Yeah, a dream not long ago that was a sequel to another dream. Yep, I've had that happen before. I had a dream on stuff that was going to be announced at the GW preview that happened a couple weeks ago. And I was 2 for 3, so felt pretty good about that. That's what happens to women if they get a curse that turns men into werewolves. Oh wow, okay. Like the origin of the word.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your...
Hey, Vintage Wizard, thanks for following. Welcome in. To watch a dream Bruce Lee is in command. What? No, that's crazy. Just random Bruce Lee in your dreams. Hello, Vintage Wizard. What are you into? You paint minis, collect Warhammer stuff, anything like that? Blue had a dream in a sort of Doom-like scenario. Instead of demons, it was skeletons and skeleton archers. I was running across rooftops, dodging arrows and cutting them down with a huge sword. Most realistic and enjoyable dream I've ever had, hands down. Yeah. Your wife woke you up because you were flailing and you were bummed about it? Yeah. Yep. Alright. Hopefully your appointment's good, Jaded. Have a good one. Sorry, I was eating some candy. Some cinnamon hard candy. Alright, Lion Joker, have a good meeting. Hopefully it's productive and not a waste of time. Mainly a mini painter. I started dipping your toes into some games. Warcrow and Blood Bowl. Okay, nice, nice. We got some Blood Bowl players around. I don't know about Warcrow, but I know we got Blood Bowl players around. Where's my draw when you need him? And Eoraptor. Oh, and Dundersnuff. Yeah, Dundersnuff's a Blood Bowl player. Alright, Blue. Man, everybody's got 11 o'clock meetings. Jeez. Why do we even bother to stream? Okay, definitely a more leather feel on this color. So let's get our next color here. Dude, we're always learning, Vintage. Don't beat yourself up about that, because that is what this hobby is just learning. Oh, let's see. Do we do that? No, let's go a little brighter. You lucid dream? Yeah, I would love to be able to lucid dream. Yeah. I know there's a way you can control it by like putting a mark on your hand doing the whole thing, but I've never tried it. Definitely, yep. Blood Bowl does look like fun. Probably should have done this. Burn umber, but we'll see. See what left of that. There's Dark Flesh. Highlight Norse roster. Okay. You know what? Inception? Yeah, the top that just stays spinning. Smash Mouth Football. I'm a man of 1,000 hobbies, so I play tons of different games. I don't play Blood Bowl, but... Or at least I collect for a lot of games. I thought I get nearly as much time playing as I want. Focus Mini. Here we go. Figuring things out a lot. Okay. Woke up. Oh, dang. Son-in-law started playing Warcrow. I saw the new Mount Haven Dwarves Adepticon and said, take my money, please. Oh, cool. All right. Who makes Warcrow? We do the Patreon get together some random day in the future. All right, sweet. Yeah, we do the giant gathering of Patreon. We'll make it a week of just trying new games. Corvus. Oh, it's the Infinity Company. That's right. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Game called Warcrow. It's made by Corvus. You got the 3D print camera right here that's going. And what's crazy about it is it might look like the camera's moving. The camera is completely stationary. What's actually happening is the print bed rocks. So it tilts and moves up into, or not the print bed, the vat at the bottom with the liquid in it actually tilts and will move more than the actual print bed that's sitting up top. So it does that to prevent suction and the print sticking to the print or the vat or warping the prints. So it's pretty cool that it does that. So very slowly you'll see the print bed raise, which it's higher than it was when we started. You can see the actual bed itself is sticking out of the liquid. In work meetings, I'll be lurking. Yeah, no problem. No problem. This is kind of the, the time where people work, so I understand. But like half the people in chat right now are in a work meeting. Gloves, I think the chest piece. Okay, we'll see if we can tolerate keeping that leather like that. See if it grows on me at all. Next, mess around with some gold. Let's do that. I have some gold. Okay, settled down. That's good. Work has picked up for me a bit. That's good. Last in-person class last night. Nice. Is this your last one for good? Or just last one of the semester? What is it? We'll be glad to have you back in the Hangouts. Last one for good? Oh, nice. Good deal. Congratulations. Some bright gold out. 5 classes, dang. Good deal. Is that you're gonna do all those in one semester, or is that you gonna split those up? How are you gonna do that? Okay, just going for a brighter gold. Three and one to another. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Gonna overload it. Right. I think everybody went to work meetings. Yeah. I guess you are Dunder Snuff. Hey, Culture American, you watch any of the new Mall TV show, Shadow Lord? I think it was longer than 2 weeks you weren't around. Right? It's like a solid month. You don't need a Disney Plus subscription to watch it. Don't be silly. You know, I should go get those. Wasn't a whole month, was it? I think it was quite a while. That was longer than 2 weeks. What do you think of the new terrain rules? Yeah. They look fine. There is nothing about the terrain rules that screams to me like I'm ready to come back to 40k because of all the other rules. So What's time zone becomes more relevant? Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's all about context. I like some of the decisions they've made for it. So, like, I like the rule about hiding in terrain and the spotting distance and stuff like that. I think that's a cool way of going about it. You know, I'm also a bigger fan of area footprints or the terrain, so that's always something I'm more of a fan of than the full, like, true line of sight kind of thing. Sir Stroming Fish, welcome in. Yeah, the vantage bonuses were there in 10th. It's just they never showed up. They were never relevant. So we'll see. I know they specifically called out how it never happened in 10th. We'll see if it ends up happening in 11th at all. Or if it's just another forgotten rule. I think something that needs to happen is they need to not limit the like max bonus you can get on stats to like +1. I think that hurts. That hurts stuff like cover and makes it more useless. Demon Codex? Yeah, there'll probably be a Demon Codex in 11th. It sounds like GW understands they made an oopsie. They're trying to take demons out. Picked up the Saturnine box for $225. Solid. Very solid. How are you going to paint them? They seem irrelevant at the addition of hiding and cover. Yeah. Stacking for stats would fix a lot of like complaints about cover. Just because being able to benefit from cover plus something else would be nice, you know? Yeah, how cover work with artillery, yeah. Well, and yeah, that's the thing. So, artillery in 10th, if I'm not mistaken, if you're firing out of line of sight, you're -1 on your ballistic skill, right? Isn't that how like barrage works or out of line of sight shooting works? So if you can't double stack, then shooting into cover doesn't give a cover save, which would normally be kind of cruddy, but also like I remember the original benefit from having barrage weapons was the enemy didn't get cover saves, you know, because you're firing like top down or whatever. But do you think they will allow multiple like stacking advantages and stuff, stacking bonuses? I don't know. I think you're just getting either or. Time will tell, though. Okay, there was something here I was going to paint silver. Was it? Right on that hill there. That's what it was. Okay. Painting word bearers. Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah, you think of like there's like certain librarians and stuff that what they do with their squad, they give them a -1 to hit, or like stealth as a rule is normally -1 to hit. Like you should be getting an extra bonus for having stealth and being in cover, right? Yeah, waiting to build white scars until 11th. Oh yeah, yeah. Scars army would be cool. Spell a bunch of +1s. Fishing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not allowing stacking seems like it takes away some of the fun from the game. Like, you can always balance around that. I would rather see more ways for people to get cool combos off than fewer. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Dunder, people hate rerolls. So, I'm not necessarily someone that hates rerolls. But, coming from Heresy 3rd Edition, where they've completely done away with rerolls, it's been incredible. Not having rerolls eliminates so much, including time. Yeah, like games go faster when you have no rerolls. And Heresy, when you play Heresy with there's zero reroll mechanics in the game. There's no like do-over things. There's no hold on, wait a minute, let me change the dice. There's none of that. So you roll the dice and you accept it. That's it. Like, that's the game. There's no sitting there and pondering on what you're going to do or what you're going to re-roll or what points you're going to spend to do what. It's just you roll the dice. That's the game state. So there's no twin linked rule in Heresy. Twin linked weapons at this point are essentially double shot, or like twice as many shots, or they have just like an altered stat line. Hey, John Lockricious, yeah, to Chaos Space Marine, the Dark Angel, yeah. Frankie Fish, welcome. Frankie to Fish, welcome in. Yeah, once per turn army rules can be good as well. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of silver highlighting here. Yep. John Lockridge, Undersnuff says hi. Yeah, print's still working out well though. We got about 4 hours left on that print. The stream to the print is done? No, I won't. My family will be home before this print is done. Four more hours. I used to do 6-hour streams. My typical was I would stream for a couple hours on Monday nights, and I think it eventually became Sunday nights and Thursday nights were my like stream days. And then people could spend channel points to get me to do a 6-hour stream. And so if someone spent the channel points, I would stream that Wednesday during the day. I would stream for 6 hours straight. You know, I'd paint stuff, and I'd typically pick a mini or pick a squad of minis and try to finish them in the 6 hours. And I would start, you know, super early and go into the afternoon and be done right as, you know, family was getting home from work and school and everything. And when I started streaming more regularly on weekdays, I stopped that. And now, like, my routine is such where I wouldn't be able to fit that in a day anyway. I am printing something I'm not going to tell anybody yet. You're welcome to guess, but it's something big. That's about where I'm going. All I'm going to say. Is it an anime waifu for Zen? Can't say. We're not messing with that blade. Zen could print his own waifu. That's true. That's true. He does have a printer. I actually went and grabbed some of my Harlequins. I was going to show you guys my Harlequins. I wanted to wait until my draw was present, though, because he was interested in seeing them. But if you guys want to see the Harlequins, it's a disco snail, and yes, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember those. It's fine. They're fidgety and take long. Yeah. Here, I'll show you guys. We'll let that dry. So, a few of my Harlequins. Let's see. We'll start with some simple ones. Like I said, I painted these minis back in like 2012. This is a plastic Harlequin here. This one I painted a while ago. I was really proud of the diamonds on these minis. Very proud of those, which is like the point of pride on these minis, right? So there was one. Who else? We got this one with the claw. And what else we got? I'll just go through some of these. This one again. Super dusty, but the Harlequin's kiss. Let's see, another normal one. These were just done in one. Yeah, I assembled them and then painted them. No sub-assemblies here. Another Harlequin's kiss mini. Oops, there we go. And then hold on, they got a couple others, couple specialists here. So the troop leader. Troop leader had a bunch of diamonds on them. And again, look how dusty it is. Oh, it's so dusty. We have the Solitaire, also super dusty. Oh my goodness. These minis have sat for a long time, but I got the Solitaire mini, which I love this mini when it came out. I thought it was super cool. So the Solitaire, and then my classic minis I do have some older resin Harlequins, but I have the Death Jester here. This is fine cast. Obviously this one was way easier to paint than all the others. And then I have probably my favorite mini of the bunch, which is my Shadow Seer. And then there's the Shadow Seer. I painted these as a young lad in my 20s. An urge to paint in a bunch of free time. So, yeah. There we go. So it was like a squad and the specialists are basically what I had painted. And that's about it. Welcome back, Jaded. Welcome back. Okay. Yeah, I almost always paint my minis in just completely assembled. Rarely do I sub-assemble minis. Where's your question? Hold on. Yes, I did. I did see. Yeah, you posted the disco snail and stuff. Yep. I do paint with a wet palette Spitfire. What's going on? How you doing? Painting and studying. Nice. All right. I used to keep my wet palette in frame. And I stopped doing it because the bright yellow sponge was throwing off all my color balance on the camera, so I stopped. And do... What's my color to use? Do you use mediums on your wet palette? Yes. Yes, I do. Learn an evil trick. I can do it work. Basically undetected. Try not to abuse my power over the prey. Okay. Great power comes great responsibility, right? Oh wow, yeah, that's crazy. John Lockridge, yes, that is my 3D printer in the bottom right of the screen. It's going. It's active. Not Uncle Ben. Yeah. I've been watching those Spider-Man movies with my son. The Tobey Maguire trilogy. We watched the first two. Haven't got to the third one yet, but my son has loved those first two movies. You know, according to him, he normally doesn't like old movies, but this one he's liked. And Lord of the Rings. And Star Wars. So, I don't know this nonsense about not liking old movies, but Word Bear's Black Book excerpt today. The Serrated Suns would be really rad. Chaos Space Marine Warband. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, Toby Spider-Man. Yeah. The best trilogy. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's got some rough spots, definitely. He did watch the old X-Men movies. Yeah, he's watched every X-Men movie up until Dark Phoenix, which was the newest X-Men movie that I haven't even seen yet. But yeah, he hasn't seen it either, so but he's watched every other one up to then. So it's up through like Apocalypse. Yeah, exactly, Frankie. Yeah, yeah. It sounds like, oh, that movie's from the 2000s. Okay, oh, there's some more silver I gotta get here. Toby Spider-Man. We want cranberry sauce. So like the Thanksgiving scene or whatever. When Aunt May slaps Willem Dafoe's hand. Okay. I remember watching in the theater or old. Yeah, yep. Dad's feeling talk about movies from the 2000s. Saw New Hope in theater. Yeah. I think it's about time to work on the sword blade here. games here. Okay. We can do... Start with this, we'll end with white blue. Okay, so dark gray blue, and we'll end with white blue here. We'll kind of use our turquoise to kind of push this color up. Got to watching Maul yet? Yes. I've seen, we watched the first 2 episodes of Maul as a family, and we really liked it. It's like at least the first 2 episodes are very like noir. Like, one of the main characters is a detective at a local precinct on the planet, and you know, they're dealing with like, you know, it's all taking place at night, and they're dealing with like criminal, like organized crime stuff and those sorts of things. So Pro Crow at your LGS, nice. That's really cool. Always a good feeling. Very fortunate to have at least 3 stores locally that sell Pro Krill. Dave Filoni's Dick Tracy in space. Yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see where it goes. I think they've already greenlit a season 2. I've also heard vaguely that there's a lot more animation stuff in the future for Star Wars, which I think is a good choice. Star Wars animation's been pretty consistently good, with the exception of like The Resistance was not very good. But I think that show was kind of hamstrung by the trilogy that was coming out that they had to base themselves off of, so. Star Trek would accidentally create Sentient Moriarty program in the holodeck that takes over the ship. Okay. Not familiar. Alright, let's figure some things out. So some color there. Those will kind of alternate. Right there. And this is just white blue here. Young Jedi Adventures? Okay, I've not seen Young Jedi Adventures, but I can't comment on that. But white there. Try to even out this transition here. What I probably could do, start going like halfway up. Okay. Yeah, it's just, yeah, Star Wars story specifically geared toward little kids, which is no surprise. All right, and then we go for a middle place here, and I want to use this turquoise. It'll start to come together here. It's fine for his Lego Star Wars. Yeah, the Lego Star Wars shows are great. turquoise. Some of this dark blue. Nice. Did anybody see Project Hail Mary yet? My wife and I went and saw it last week. And really enjoyed it. She had read the book and thought it was an awesome adaptation of the book. I had not read the book, and I thought it was really good. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Best movie you've seen in years, Frankie. Yeah, yeah. Start moving this toward turquoise. Painting some warp spiders. What's going on, Quishy? Good to hear. Trying to bend this sword and get a little bit of cool highlights here. Done with chores for the day. Nice. Just you and the minis. I don't know. I don't know if I like this. I don't like transitioning well, as opposed to when I just wet blend it. Let me see. This might be something we need to do another time also. It's going to be a problem. Yeah, and I did them at an angle. I don't know why I put those at an angle either, but... here's what I can do. How's print looking? Oh yeah, print bed's coming up. That's good. Like the color choices, I don't like how I highlighted it. So we'll go back and change this, but... Yeah, I think my big mistake was, for some reason I decided to paint these at an angle. And I didn't get the angles right on them. The angles are off, but I shouldn't have done that anyway. Yeah, we'll figure it out. What I can do in the meantime here. Miss anything cool? No, just failing at my attempt on the sword. That's all. Try to do something. Change up how I paint things, and didn't quite work how I expected, so think how I can do this. Let's see. Go back, cover this up. Start from our white blue. Changing the angles and then less harsh transitions. Probably the things we need to do to make this look okay.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey! Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Thunder. You seen any of the Artemis 2 pictures? I have, yeah. We've been, like, loosely following everything. It's been pretty cool. To achieve these effects, try to paint a sword like this, it'd look horrible. I don't think mine looked very good, but just a lot of patience. A lot of patience and being willing to try things. That's basically it. Yeah, the eclipse pictures are wonderful. Yeah. Very cool. That's a bit to dry. Let's do another coat here. Right, instead of that dark gray blue that we were using, we'll put you back and we'll grab dark turquoise as our darken color, and then we end up with the turquoise here. So and what we'll be able to do this. I'll just take regular turquoise here. Do a halfway, and then I'll do single line. Just like that. A similar game where you're a blacksmith and you make swords. Swords to STLs and print them after. Whoa, that's cool. That sounds like a fun game. Yeah, tell us what the game is called. Blade Song, okay. There's an actual story to the campaign, too. Camp, forge the last guy. Is there and die to take over, make friends in the camp. That's cool. That's really cool. 7:30 weekly meeting. All right, all right. Probably Sunday night I should be on. Should be the time. It is D&D War. Okay, yeah, then Tuesday. Tuesday will be it. Provided nothing crazy is going on. All right, see you, Dunder. Bastion create a gradient. It takes an hour or so just to get going. I mean, yeah. I feel like I'm not doing great on this one. I'm struggling a little bit, but I am able to paint stuff pretty fast, so I won't sit here and claim that I'm not able to do this quickly. Start working back into the darker colors here.
Stay on target.
Transition's really tough. All right, I'll move this up. It's just the sword that's sticking up. The hardest part about all this is remembering where you put colors before. It's the most difficult thing. too rough of a transition here. I think I need... this color. Right. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, I can't get this going. So what, the easiest way to do this, and I'll show you guys, I have some thin down paints. I'm going to pick this spot right here. I'm going to put a lot of white right there. Okay, and then I'm going to take thin down turquoise. I'm going to put a lot of dark turquoise up here. I'm going to start moving this down. Have too much dark turquoise. We can grab a little more white. Let's do this. And see, there we have a nice even gradient. I keep doing that. I guess we get something. Yeah, we get something a little better with a wet blend, but still not. I'm not too happy with it. Just never gonna be happy here. It's not very good. Yeah. I don't know why I can't seem to get these colors to work out well. Never quite struggled on the sword this hard, but yeah, sword looks terrible. We'll revisit this another day, maybe this weekend. At a time I can, yeah, just reset and figure this out. But I'm gonna call the stream there. How's the print looking? Oh, it's coming up. All right. At least it didn't completely fail. The print, that is. been my nemesis for like a year now. Yeah. See, I normally don't have too much trouble with it. It's not something I do often, but yeah, that's just giving me issues. So I'm gonna call it there today, guys. So you all have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back on Sunday night. That's the plan. And then kind of a normal week next week. I don't think I have anything too crazy interrupting me. So yeah, should be another week. We'll be painting, either finishing up this mini or I'll be starting on something else. We'll have something to paint. But you guys have a wonderful weekend. Jaded Valkyrie, have a great one. Frankie the Fish, great to see you. Yeah, and Troy, have a great one. Dry brush on an edge line. Yeah, we'll do that eventually. We're not to that point to putting an edge line on the sword. But yeah, I will see you all Sunday. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.